Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. As you come in, do well to thumbs up for the host. How are you all doing today? I hope you're good. Thank you so much for the amazing thumbs up. I really appreciate you all. How are you all doing? I hope you're good. Thank you. Oh, everyday matters. How you doing, my adorable sis? Thank you so much for. I saw your comment. You said you like my hairpiece. Thank you so much. Trying to make everything look, you know, you might get one yourself. What do you think? I love the color as well. I love the color. It really suits. Hmm. Everything you're saying is always hmm. So you might not sure. Okay, you don't really like it or what? I like it at least, especially sometimes, the noise thank you. It's a gift. I got it from my husband. He bought it, then I took it off him. Then he went to go and get another one for himself. I like it. It's nice, especially now that everything is online teaching, online learning. So it will be nice. So how are you doing today? I hope you're good. So we have an amazing topic today. So I'm just going to wait 1 or 2 minutes to say, oh, Stella Amadin. Hi, Stella. Thank you so much for coming to my LS. This is the first time you're coming. Welcome to LES Matters TV. How are you doing, Stella? I hope you're good. Thank you for coming. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you. Everyday Matters, I'm good. I'm good. Just today has been so busy from one meeting to another, but that's life. We have to get busy. We have to get busy. Thank you so much, Stella. I really appreciate you for coming. I always appreciate people whenever I see them, especially first timer coming to my LS. And I'm not taking this for granted. My friends, everyone that has been so supportive, I really appreciate. Thank you so much, Everyday Matters, for the reminder. When are you coming up online? I'm telling you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. So, how are you all doing today? I hope you're good. Another week, another expectations, another hopes, another dreams. So, let's just, keep up the good work, keep aiming high. It's not a time for us to give up. I know there are some times that, we feel like we want to give up and we're tired, but it's not a time for us to give up. We just have to keep pushing. Okay, so today what we're going to discuss, this is a topic that we are going to all contribute. Okay, so we're going to look at what are the things that you need to take into consideration when you want to plan activities for young children. Okay, so it could be you are the parents or aunties, guardians, you have people coming to stay with you, and in terms of like you want to engage them, you want to engage children, what are the things that you have to take into consideration? Okay. Everyday matters. What do you mean by age? Oh, season, whether summer or winter. Yes. And again, now, especially, it's moving towards winter. It's going to be cold, it's going to be cold, like, so, but the show must go on. Okay, so we're just situations. The age will determine what sort of activity. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you're right. That is it. And that's a valid point. And it's not everybody that understands that. Not everybody understands that the age will determine what sorts of activities that you're going to provide. Especially from a mindset like, okay, you have somebody needs to go out and they want you to look after their child for an hour or two. So in that kind of situation, it might not click to you straight away that, okay, what activities can I do, or how can I engage this children, okay, or this child. It is really important that we consider the age. One sec. Thank you, I'm back. Okay, so it is really important that we consider the age. The age is really important in terms of when you're planning activities. The age of the child really matters. Okay, so that's one thing, especially in the area of early childhood. Age is being considered a huge thing. When you want to plan activities for young children, you have to consider the age of the child. It's really important. Okay, so I'm just going to kickstart the topic, and if more people join us, fine. I have my notes. Like I always make it a point of duty now. Every Monday when I'm coming, I always have my notes. So, at least so that I'll make sure I'm not leaving anything behind. Okay. So, in relation to planning activities, okay, for children, young children, older children, the first thing that you have to take into consideration is observations. Okay. Observation. And what do I mean by observations? Observation is you're closely observing the child or children. You're watching closely, observing the child or children that you'll be planning this activity for. It is really important in relation to planning activities for young children or for older children. The first way to go about it is observations. Okay, so you need to observe these children first. Okay, because observation tells you a lot of things about these children. Okay, it's of no use when you have, like, I know the age is very important and I'm still coming to that. Okay, you're not going to think that, okay, because they are group of 5 years old, okay, well, they should love soccer. Okay, well, I'm just going to go and get them a ball. Okay, they should be interested in soccer. That's not the way to go about it in relation to early childhood and after school. Observations is the first thing you have to consider. Everyday matters, saying true. That's it. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. There's a notion that I'm trying to correct here that it's not just about, oh, Minister Christy Ogbewi. Hello, Minister Christy Ogbewi. Thank you for coming to my LS. This is the first time I'm seeing you here, yourself and Stella Amadi. I really appreciate you. How are you doing today? I hope you're good. Thank you for coming to my LS, and do well to thumbs up for the host. Okay, so our discussion today is in relation to what are the things that you have to take into considerations before you plan activities for young children or older children, be it after school. Okay, so it is really important. Okay. Oh, Lady Zion, sweet home. Thank you so much, Lady Zion, sweet home. How are you doing, sis? I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming. As your day being? Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming. So, as you've all seen the topic, we're talking about the things that you have to take into. Oh, fitness study training. Thank you so much for coming, ladies. Sweet, ladies, sweet. Lady Zion too. How are you doing, beautiful? I am well, thank you. And how are you doing too? Thank you so much. I'm missing something here, my music. I must go back and put a little. I'm used to music. I know there's something. There's always this longer one. I don't know where it's gone. I think as Whitey taking it. Okay, I have it. 17 minutes. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I have 6 amazing people. I really appreciate you. And I'm not taking this for granted. Whenever I see people coming to support me, you might have decided you want to be somewhere else, but for you to come here to support me, I really appreciate. Okay, so let's just dive in straight into today's topic. We're talking about the things that you have to take into considerations when you want to plan activities for young children or older children after school. The design says, doing great by the special grace of God. Thanks. That's it. We all bless God for the gift of life. We can't take this for granted. It takes the grace of God for every one of us to be alive up to this day. We just bless the name of God for that opportunity that He has given unto us. So, like I was saying earlier, the first thing that you have to take into consideration when you want to plan activities for young children is observations. Okay, and what do I mean by observations? Observations will tell you a lot of things about the child or the children that you want to plan activities for. Okay, and I cite an example. Let's say, for example, if you have a group of 5 years old, okay, and you want to plan activities for them, you're not going to, oh, Stella Madi, you're still here with me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. With 7 amazing people and 8 thumbs up, I really appreciate. So, like I was saying, if you have a group of 5-year-old, okay, you're not just going to say, well, they should love soccer, they should love football. And then you go into the shop, you're getting them football. Oh, yeah, they should be interested in football. Are you so sure that these are going to be really interested in football? Thank you, Simon AJ. I really appreciate. Thank you. Are you so much sure that they will be interested in football? So that was why I said the first thing that you have to take into consideration when you want to plan activities for young children or after school is you have to observe them. Okay, observation is the key. Observation will tell you a lot of things about them. Observation will tell you what they like. It is really, really important, especially in the area of early childhood. Observation is very important. Even for after school, you have to observe the children. I think I'm just going to turn off this music. It's a little bit making me to shout also. Okay. So, like I was saying, observation is the key. You have to observe the children or the child. Observation will tell you a lot of things about this child. It will tell you, Dara Divine, thank you, LOs. Observation will tell you what they like, okay? Observation will tell you about their interest. And it is really important that anything that you want to do, okay, I'm going to be using young children now because this is my area of expertise. So let me just stick to young children, okay? So especially in the area of early childhood, if you want to plan activities, everyday matters is very true. A lot of time we assume because they are boys, they must like football, and that is it. And I'm always here to correct the notion. It's not like the way some people will say, oh, and I'm not picking on Nigerians, that the way some people will say, oh, Nigerians are not nice. The way we say, you can't. I don't like that. Whenever they say, okay, women are always this, men are always this. No, you can't do that. Out of 100%, you're just judging by 1% or 2%. So what about the remaining 98%? Okay, so in relation to what we're talking about, just like what you said, everybody will assume, oh, because they're boys, they like football. Oh, Sister Rosemary Renda, thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you so much. How are you doing, sis? God bless you. Thank you. So, like I was saying earlier, we assume watching from football field. Oh, sis. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like we always have that notion, we assume. Like, for example, let's look at it. Oh, pink. Pink is for girls. Blue is for boys. All the says who? So we're judging by the perceptions. We're judging by what people have said earlier or because of what people are doing earlier, and we think this is the way it's supposed to be. Hello, host. Grace to be here. Tunji Ajumi, thank you so much. Thank you. Good to have you here. So we can't really do that. Especially, sometimes you have a boy. I'm going to cite an example. You have a young child, a boy that is 2 or 3. A child wants to play with a teddy. I've seen some parents who say, no, no, you can't play with a teddy. Teddy is for girls. Says who? Says who? We tend to categorize a particular toy for a set of, sister sister Rosemary said, I slept off today on my premiere. I'm I'm telling you, sister, I was even like, where is the host? I know. Parenting is not easy. I'm telling you, kudos to all parents. We're doing a great job, mothers, getting kids ready for school and all that. I applaud, all parents, but you just have to keep up the good work. So, like I was saying earlier, says who? Oh, no, 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 you're a boy. You can't play with a doll. No, no, no. You should be football. And even also, and that's why you can see it's a thing that has been instilled on these children from younger age. Okay? Only girls should be in the kitchen. Only girls should cook. Boys can't cook. What will a boy be doing in the kitchen? Says who? These are the perceptions that I'm here to challenge this evening. I want us to start thinking about it. Okay, we should shy away from the old ways of things, the way people are doing things. I say, oh no, boys can't be in the kitchen, boys can't tidy up, boys can't cook. Okay, boys can play football, girls can't play football. Says who? We've seen some great footballers that are girls. Assuming those children, their parents did not encourage them from younger age, it has to do with encouragement as well. There's some, like, you might have a sport that, you have a child, your child is a boy, and you see that it's a sport that is geared towards mainly for girls, and your child is interested in it. You're not going to say to your child, oh, no, 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 you can't involve in that sport. If you do that, you're killing the self-esteem of that child. I want you to know that you're killing the self-esteem of that child. You're not giving that child the opportunity to explore, to be able to do what they like. Okay, so like I was saying, in relation to planning activities, observation is the key. You have to observe the child or the children. So when you observe them, observation will tell you a lot of things about what they like to do. Okay, so let's say, for example, you observe a child that a child loves to paint. So what is that telling you? It's telling you that the child is really interested in painting. The child wants to have a lot of things to do with painting. That has given you the first tip. Oh, Sky Figo. Thank you so much, Sky Figo. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate how you're doing. Thank you. Everyday Matters is laughing at Rosemary. Thank you so much, Sky. Thank you. I really appreciate. So, like I was saying, observation will tell you a lot of things about the child. Okay. Firstly, you observe that a child loves to paint. So, what is that telling you? It's telling you that anything that has to do with painting, you should be able to support that child. Okay, so if you have a child that loves to paint, what will you have to do? What is that telling you? It is telling you that a child is creative. The child loves to explore. And what are you going to do as a parent or you as a teacher? You need to support that child. Okay, for example, if you have a child that loves to paint, it's of no use when you're going to get the child PlayStation, for example, or you're giving that child an iPad. What's the child going to do? Minister Christy is saying, okay, everyone just do your thing. I'm just going to be talking. Okay, if there's anything that you want to call my attention to, just put at early years matters. So if you put at early years matters, I'll be able to see it. Okay, so like I was saying, if you have a child that is creative, you have a child that loves painting, and then you're giving this child an iPad or you're giving this child a PlayStation, it's of no good to the child. It's not going to up the child. So, for example, if you observe that a child is so creative, this child loves to paint, you go out and get, lots of colors. Get different colors for this child. Get a bigger cardboard, get lots of piece of paper. Get, the painting brushes. Get the aprons for this child. Give this child the opportunity to be able to explore, to be creative. And one thing I would like you to know is that when you see a child that is painting, It's telling you the child is so creative. From painting, the child might be drawing different pictures. I'm telling you, thank you so much, Lady Zion. So, from painting, the child might be drawing pictures. Fitness saying good topic for the parent. Thank you so much, Fitness. And this is one thing, like, I also want you to know that from that younger age, when you observe your children, you will find out, you'll be able to see some things in them. Oh, this is what my child likes to do. And it's a thing that you will start to breed up, from that younger age. From that younger age. For example, I'm going to cite an example. Let's say, for example, you always go out with your child, and you notice that your child, I think you should do a video on this. Everyday matters. Yes, I did a video on it. It's been a long time, but I think I'm going to go back to it. I think the video was April or May when I first started my YouTube journey. So I'm going to go and revisit some of this video and do, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that positive feedback. So like I was saying, maybe sometimes you go on a walk with your child and you notice that a can of Coke or a bottle, your child likes to kick. There's some children like that. They just like to kick. What is that telling you? The child is interested in football. It's sending a message. It's sending a signal to you. But most of the time, I've seen parents, they will ignore it. They will say, oh, which footballer? Go and face your studies. Go and face your book. Go and read. Wait, I want us to look at it this way. We're taking a holistic approach. Okay, I want us to look at it this way. In order to support a child, it should not just be only for them to read. Education. That's not the only thing that makes that child. Okay, with the other aspect. Okay, with the social aspect of the child. Okay, so this is really important that we need to take note of this. Observation is the key. Observation says it all. Okay. In relation to observations, you find out about what your child likes to do. So parents, Sky Figure is saying the problem most of the African parents have is because they have agenda for that children. They don't want to follow the children's heart. That's a very valid point, Sky Figure. Thank you so much. And it's true. Like most of the time, you see some parents, they have that notion. I want my child to be a doctor. I want my child to be a nurse. I want my child to be this. I'm going to cite an example, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm a teacher, and I love it. Like, I want, like, at least one of my child to be a teacher. But I engage in discussions with them. None of them want to gear towards teaching. So what am I going to do? Am I going to force them and say to them, you have to be a teacher by force because your mom is a teacher? I can't do that. They have to follow their own heart. They have to follow their passion. Because at the end of it all, it's going to be all about the children. It's not all about me. Okay, so like what Sky Figure is saying, that's a very valid point. Like, I think I shared this last week or 2 weeks ago. There was somebody, a parent, she wanted to do something else. I think she wanted to go into acting. Theater art, she wanted to go into acting. But especially, her father wanted her to be a doctor. And you know what this person did? Her father wanted her to be a doctor or to be a nurse. You know what this person, and to me, it's a waste of years. This person went to do the doctor or law. I can't remember the course. And when this person did it, and this person did it way back in Nigeria, with the strike, with the stress and everything. And you know what this person did? She collected the certificate and she said, oh, Dad, this is what you wanted me to do. This is for you. She now said, now I'm going to follow my passion. She wants to go into acting. At the long run, her father let her be. So why the need for the waste of years? I understand. I know it's true. Most of the parents would like it. Oh, my doctor is my child is a doctor. My child is a nurse. My child is a lawyer. People want to be proud of those professions. But what about other professions that people are not really focusing on? And sometimes it starts from identifying the talents of our children. Okay, because mostly people that, oh, thank you so much, Fitness, for the good topic. Thank you. Thank you. So like I was saying, most of the time, parents, the interest of our children, we are not focusing on it. We tend to ignore it. Everyday matters. Why are you laughing? Like somebody now, we were discussing the child loves to like cooking, like cooking and all that. And you know what one person said? When that person said that thing, I was like, why would you make such a comment? You know what that person is saying? How can a child decide that they want to be, when they grow up, they want to be a chef? Which kind of profession is that? When it's only science courses that are reigning that they will make money. The child doesn't want to say they want to be a doctor or engineer or nurse. You change the perception of the child. I'm like, you can't do that. You've seen a passion in this child. This child loves to cook. Why can't you support the child? Enroll the child in a culinary class. The child can start from there. Lady Zion is saying thanks fitness for the super chat. Thank you so much, Lady Zion. So, like I was saying, why can't you engage the child in culinary class? Let it start. And when you look at it, I'm not supposed to use this as an example. I don't want to pick up on a particular race that to be like, oh, why am I saying it? There's some race. I'm not going to mention them. Just going to cite an example. There are some race. They will look at their children. They will look at the talent that they have from younger age. Let's say if they observe that their child loves to sing, they will enroll that child in music class. And before you know it, it will start. And then all of a sudden, when the child will be famous and be known. And then you see the child come and say, oh, thanks to my parents. I remember when I was growing up, they were making sure I was singing in the choir. They were doing this, they were that. There's some things that we can do to develop our children's interest without it costing us much. Okay, let's say, for example, if you observe that a child is creative and you go to church, whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, okay, you can put your child in the church choir. Okay, you, you, you can put them in the church choir. Let them be singing. It starts from there. I told my story last week, and I'm going to tell my story again for some of you that you were not here, that you missed it. I told you my thing that has to do with children doesn't just start today. It started from when I was growing up, my grandmother's parents. I would gather all the children in the streets. For some of you that you're familiar with Nigeria, I'll gather all the children in the streets, cultural dance. We would dance traditionally. I would go and take all my grandmother's African clothes. I will share it out on the street. We'll be singing. I have a lot of, they encourage me. My parent didn't say, oh, how can you be singing? What profession are you going to get from gathering children around? It's of no use for you, it's of no good. So it is really important, like I was saying, observation is the key. We need to observe our children. We need to find out about their interest. You need to find out about their like. You need to find out about their dislike. So that brings me to the dislike. And it links to what Sky people is saying. Sometimes some parents will want their children, they want them to be a doctor. And they would go and be enrolling them extra lessons in relation to science. And I'm like, it has to, let's get this right, okay? I'm not saying let's not mix it up with encouraging a child, okay? You might encourage a child and say, okay, I think you're good in this area. It's all about observation as well. There's some areas that the children don't really know that they are very good at as well. You as the parent, it is your role to put them. By the time they start to be teenagers, oh, I think you're very good in this course. Okay, try this, do this. Okay, which is different from you imposing it on them. We need to get this right. It's all about the children's life. We are just a guidance. We're just there to guide them. We're just there to put them through. Okay, so that brings me to what I'm about to say. The dislike of the child. Sometimes some children dislike things. Who as parents, we will still force it on them. Oh, you must be a doctor. You must be a nurse. You'd even see some people from young age, they start to cajole the children, their mindset. They will say, oh, this profession pays much. Go for it. You're going to do well in this, you're going to do well. So it is really, really important. If you have any questions as we go, just feel free to type your questions. I'll take your questions. I'll take your contributions, okay? So about the dislike. Everyday matters say, I dislike math, but I had to do it. Sky Figo say most of our parents need big names. Sky Figure, you're right. Dr. This, Dr. That, engineer that. So what about the talent? What about the footballers? Like, I don't want to be mentioning Nigeria too much, so I will just call the name Africa. Okay, you go to some African countries, you see some children that have talent. For some of you that you're familiar with Instagram, you will see some of these children, their talent, they will bring them out. And that's when they will start to notice them. You will start to see how the government, she said, I love this topic, is educating. Thank you so much, Lady Zion. Thank you so much. Until when somebody notices that child, they will now put it in the news on on Instagram. And then you see a lot of people saying they are looking for that child. Why did they not notice that child? Did they want to tell me they don't know that that child is living in the community? Is that child not going to a school? There was one that I even saw. I think it was a child as well. It's in relation to football. I think the child was, I'm not good. I'm not really a footballer. I'm trying to look for the word they call this thing. You know, this one that they are playing ball, that the child will be all over the place. Yeah, so like you get what I'm saying. That I know the name they call it in Nigeria and Yoruba. I don't want to call it that the child. They playing football, goal, like passing the goal. That kind of a thing. There was one child that did it very well, and they did a video of that child, and the child sat. It was all over the news on Instablog or Instagram because the child was not born by big man. That is it. And in the long run, this child was known that the linesman, every time I say linesman. And then before you know it, this child now, they are looking for the child. They said they want to enroll the child in a football academy. I said, well, it still bounces back to what Sky people say, because the child was not born by big man. Must it get to that stage? So it is really important. Just a word of encouragement for every one of us here. I'm not trying to talk down everyone or anyone, but it is really important that we have to take notes. And according to research, everything that I say, I always try to back it up with research. Children are being born with skills. Children have the skills that they are being born. By the time during the pregnancy stage, they come out, they have these skills. It's for us to start to notice these skills in our children and help them to develop these skills. Who told you that a child that is creative cannot go places? Says who? If you develop that child, you work on the skill that this child that this child is good at. There are some people that are doing well in relation to journalism today. If you ask them their stories, it all bounces back to parents. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I always try to let you know that it's not that maybe I'm a perfect mother, I'm a perfect parent. But it's just good for us to kind of enlighten ourselves. When I'm doing all this topic, I'm reflecting back myself. There are some ways I need to make amends. Simple Me say, hello, host and everyone. True, children are born with skills. Thank you so much, Simple Me. Thank you so much for coming with 8 amazing people in the building. Do well to connect with whoever you don't have. I'm telling you, children are born with skills. They have their skills. It is just for us as adults to be able to develop these skills. And that's why it starts from early childhood. You've all had the saying, catch them young. So you have to catch them young. Anything you want to instill in your children, you catch them young. It is not too late. You start. You want them to have mathematical skills. It brings me back to what Everyday Matter is saying. I dislike math, but you have to do it. And when you look at everyday activities has to do with maths. You're going to the shop, you're paying, you're calculating your change. You have the list. Okay, I'm taking 2 tomatoes. I'm buying 2 red pepper, 2 bell pepper, 2 onions. So mathematics is part of everyday life. We can't get away with it. Maths, reading and writing, those 3, we can't get away with it. So it is really important. Like, for example, that brings me to what Everyday Matters is saying. Even though if you have children that maybe they don't like math, you can make it fun. It's the art for me. I'm telling you. And you're not the only one every day. Oh, Mama Mary. Thank you so much for coming, Mama Mary and Nogwe. Thank you so much, Ma. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. So, it is very important. Math is every day. Like, if you had 9 of us that are watching, how many of us love maths in primary school? I think we love maths in primary school because in primary school it's kind of like fun. Coming to secondary school, how many of you like maths? But we have to do it. So the same thing as well. When you find out about a weakness of a child, that's not the end. If a child is weak in a subject, it is your role as a parent to support that child. Give the child all the necessary support to be the best. I'll tell you something. There's some child that maybe, for example, they are not very good with maths, but with the support of their parents, these children tend to be the best in the class. And I'm talking from experience. Tend to be the best. The teachers would complain at first, oh, the child's reading, the child's math. But with the level of support you give to the child, if it means taking extra lessons for the child, extra coaching, the child will be able to catch up. There is no child that is dull. Can I get a witness here? There is no child that is dull. There is no child that can't be successful in life. It just depends on the support from people around them. And it starts from with the parents. We see something that our children are very good at, encourage them to do more on it, provide resources for them, provide activities that will support that skill. It starts from early childhood. You catch them young. Thank you, Mama Mary. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, and with word of encouragement, positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement goes, oh, Sister Julie, thank you so much, Sister Julie. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you all. Thank you. Positive reinforcement. You're saying to the child, come on, my boy. I know you can do it. I know you can do well in class. Go for it. Little things like that. It motivates children, even we as adults. I like that. Those are the things that keep me going. When I hear somebody say to me, oh, don't give up. You can do it. You're going to get there. It's just a little push. And most of the time, this is just the way that I always encourage my students. Like last week was my first time having my first year student that came on the degree. So they are going to be with us for 4 years. They are doing a degree in early childhood. And you know the way it is when you have first year students, it's always daunting for them because they don't know what they're going to experience for the next 4 years. But I told them, I said, if I can do it, and this is one thing I used to say to my student, that if I can do it in a foreign land, definitely anybody can do it. So the same thing with children as well. It's just a matter of catching them young, giving them all the level of support. So like I was saying, 11 amazing people, 17 thumbs up. Thank you. Some people you say, oh, so I'll be coming to your house for learning from today. You are my professor. Sky Figo, I'm just trying, It's everything that I've learned in college that I'm giving out. I'm not a pro. FR, just dropping it. Oh, where's FR? Helen, you change. I think Helen changed your name. I don't know. Hi, FR. Thank you so much for coming. Mama Mary is saying matters. Thanks. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you. All are making me to block. Alan, yes, Alan, you Alan, you changed your name. That's good. So, it is really important. Thank you, Lady Zion Sweet Home. Thank you. 10 amazing people in the building, 17 thumbs up. You all are amazing. I'm not going to take this love for granted. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So like I was saying, in relation to planning activities, observation is the key. You observe the child or the children. It tells you about their interest. It tells you what they like to do. Ask questions. Sometimes, like I said, the group of 5-year-old, you're saying to them, you buy them ball because they are boys. Because they are boys, they would love to kick ball. And then maybe you go to get it, like, for example, as a parent. And then they tell, Mommy, I don't like that. That's not what I want. So it is really important. Observation tells you a lot. And in relation to observation, with two types of observation. So I'm just going to quickly wrap it up. I'm not going to bore you with too much of early childhood. So I'm going to try and break it down so that you would understand. So in terms of observation, we've two types of observation. So we've the formal observation and the informal observations. Okay. So when we talk about formal observation is when you're sitting closely with a child, you are observing the child, you have your pen, you have your paper, you're observing everything about that child. So formal observation is mainly used in early years settings. So if you have people that are working with children, early years educators, teachers, they use formal observation a lot, because they have to be closer to the child and they are making a report of what they observe about the child. Everything that the child likes to do, everything how the child is conversing in the setting, and so on. So informal observation is for mostly parents, okay? So in terms of informal observation, you could be cooking. You as a parent, you're cooking, like the mother, you're cooking. At the same time, you're observing your child. Maybe you're cooking in the kitchen, your child is sitting in the dining table. You're observing what your child is doing. Sometimes the way you see some children sing, the way you see some children just take a piece of paper, they start to draw, that is telling you a message. Oh, Mama, you studied early childhood. Wow. Welcome on board. Who knows, Mama Mary Enoch, I will invite you one day to come and give a talk, okay? That's good. So, like I was saying, what is that telling you? You're cooking in the kitchen. Your child is in the dining table, having a piece of paper, drawing. It's telling you a message. Do not ignore it. So Mama Mary, Everyday Matter saying, wow, we need to learn from you too. Yes, so maybe you have to change your channel too. We need to learn from you too. It should not just be only early years matters. So like I was saying, your child is doing something. What is that telling you? I'm going to quickly tell a story. I met somebody few years back. This person is an engineer now. And he was telling me the story. He said it started from when he was young. That whenever his parents buys him something, he's a mechanical engineer, whenever his parents buys him something, he would dismantle that thing. Like, for example, a car. He will pieces the car and he will put them together. And just like that, he said his father noticed this, and then before you know it, they start to put him in, and he's an engineer today. So he was telling me, he was sharing his experience. He was saying, oh, because there's this particular child that is doing the same thing. So he was now sharing his experience that that's how he started himself. That thing is telling that child's parent a message that they need to work on that child. That child wants to be, somebody that build things and put things together. And it's true. You see this child, we're talking about the child is 6 or something. The child will dismantle this and try to put things together. So what is that telling that child's parents? But sometimes you see some parents, I understand, they will say to child, oh, I just bought you a toy. You dismantle. I know it's wrong. It's wrong and frustrating. You buy a child a toy car, the child dismantles and trying to sort things together. And because the child is young, the child might get it, the child might not get it. So it is wrong. But then there are ways you can go about it. When you notice a child like that, how are you going to go about it? I'm going to tell you something. You can buy a toy that the toy has not been fixed. The toy is dismantled, and give it to this child to put the toy together. Most of the time as parents, we tend to do too much for our children. Like I said, children are born with skills. There are some things that they can do. There are some cars that it's being dismantled. Give this child. If you observe a child like that the child is creative, the child likes to build things together, give this child, let the child sort it out. Buy puzzle, buy jigsaws. Let this child sort the puzzle, put the puzzle together, put the jigsaws together. Yes, he ended up, and I'm telling you, Mama Nego, I'm speaking from experience. This is somebody that I know. It's not that I was told the story. He ended up, he's an engineer now here in this country that I'm based in. He said it started when he was young. They would buy him things. He would, he would pieces it and put it together. From that younger age, he said he was very small. So he said, but thanks to his parents, they noticed that. And who knows what they did? They did a lot of work. He's an engineer today. So it's not just something that started when he was in secondary school. So it was something that I started maybe in his early childhood, because like what he said, I think it started in early childhood. And the parents were, so this is it. You want to be spoiled? Don't worry. You know the way African parents say, you want to be spoiling things, you want to be fixing things. Don't worry. We'll buy you enough of things to fix in the house. Maybe they will, come and put this thing together. Maybe it start from when it was in primary school. Maybe they will buy tables or chairs. You know the way all those chairs that they are being dismantled, you have to put it together. They will give it to the child, okay, fix it and sort it together. Just like that. It's a skill. And it is really important. It's a skill that it has to be developed. All our children have their skills. They have what they are good at. It is up to us as parents to be able to support them. I'm going to let you know that it's a talent, it's a skill. And if you don't work on the talent is going to die. Like, for example, you're boasting around, you're telling people, oh, you're a singer, you're a great singer, you can sing. You're not practicing. Your voice, everything, you're just oil, everything goes into your mouth. No training, nothing. Every day matters. You're laughing. No training, nothing. The voice is going to go because thank you, ladies, because you're not putting it into practice. So everything is practice. Like, for example, now, if I'm coming here and I'm saying, oh, I'm a teacher, and I keep saying, I'm not, using my skills. I'm like, oh, I'm not telling. Every day matters. You're guilty. I'm telling you, everybody is guilty in one way or the other. I'm saying, oh, I'm a teacher. I have this, I have that, and I'm not teaching. It's of no use to me. I might be looking at my certificate and say, oh, that's my certificate. Yes, at least I went to college. I'm so proud of myself. I went to the university. But nothing to show for it. Nobody is seeing me use it. So it's of no use. So the same thing with our children as well. They have talent. It's for us to be able to develop this talent in our children. So let's work on the areas that we can develop our children's talent. And whenever we see our children, they want to exhibit a talent, let us not kill that zeal. Mama Mary is saying, yes, early childhood is catching them young back to age. I'm telling you. And in one of my videos coming soon, I said early childhood, the age is different it depends on the country. Like here that I am based in Ireland, our early childhood is from birth to 6. And I know some country like Mama Mary is 0 to 8, some is 0 to 7. So it depends on the country. But my country here is from birth to 6, 0 to 6. So it is really important you catch them young. You see a child that has a skill, work on it, support that child. It is really important. Now we move on to the second point. Okay, so the second point that I have is, that brings me back to what early years matters, everyday matters was talking about. I said early years matters. So now it brings about the age and stage of the child or children. Okay, when you want to plan activities for young children, I'll use early childhood. You have to consider the age and stage. It's two things, okay? Age and stage. So let's say, for example, you have a child that is 5 years old, okay? You need to look at the stage where that child is. Is that child in the stage of 5? Sometimes you have children with additional needs, you have children with special needs that they don't develop at the same age as their other children. You need to take this into consideration. Okay, so when you want to plan activities for young children, you have to go in line with the age and the stage that child is. Thank you so much, Sky Figo. You have to go with the age and stage that child is. So if you have a child that is 2, so you look at it, is this child really developing in the age of 2? Okay, and Google is our friend. You can look up online. Your child is 5. What should a child of 5 years old be doing? It will list it for you. Okay, a child of 5 years old should be able to read, should be able to write, and then you look at it. So if your child is 5, is my child able to do all these things? And if you tick the box, if to say yes and yes, then you can go for it to buy or pick resources that is age and stage appropriate. So 2 things. Do not just consider only the age. Sometimes, for example, in relation to storybooks, you want to buy storybooks, they might say, okay, the storybook is from age 5 to 7, and maybe your child is 5. You have to consider, before you pick that storybook, check the storybook. Is your child able to read all these words in the storybook? If your child is not able to read all the words in the storybook, why are you going for it then? It's of no use, it's of no benefit. Okay, so it is really important. You have to consider the age and stage of your child when you want to plan activities. And one thing I also want you to know is, when you want to buy resources for your children as well, check the age. Check the age. Make sure it carries the safety mark, especially for early childhood. Okay, I'm using back to 6 as a reference point here. Make sure it carries the safety mark. If it doesn't carry the safety mark, don't buy it. Do not go for it. If you're picking resources, it's going to state the age. It's going to state the CE mark. Like here in Ireland, we call it CE mark, which is a safety mark. Okay? So if it doesn't carry the safety mark, do not go for it. Okay? I'm going to say to you that you should not go for it. Oh, thank you so much, Lady Zion. You shared me out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Viana. Hello, Viana. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. My thumbs up went up. 7 amazing people. I really appreciate you all. Oh, I'm not going to take this for granted. I am telling you. Thank you so much, everyone. So, like I was saying, it is really important. So, when you want to purchase any resources for your children, check. Okay, check the age. Don't just go for it. Let's say, for example, you want to buy a Play-Doh. Don't just say, oh, Play-Doh, and you pick the Play-Doh off, you're going to pay for it. Check the age. If your child is 3, is that Play-Doh suitable for age 3? If your child is 1, is the Play-Doh suitable for your child? Okay, does it carry the safety mark? Here in Ireland, it is called the CE mark. Okay, which is the safety mark. In other countries, I think it's the kite mark. So always watch out for those two when you want to buy any resources for your children. Check if it is safe for the children to use. There are some things they will say to you that is not suitable for children from 0 to 2. They will put a red line like that. So watch out for those. It is very important. What is the safety mark for? Yes, everyday matters. That's a valid question. So the safety mark shows that it is safe for use. It is safe to use, that the children can use it. Let's say, for example, like Play-Doh. If you want to buy a Play-Doh, I think there was one time I did a review on Play-Doh, and the Play-Doh that I did a review says that Play-Doh is not suitable for children from birth to 3. Okay, so it means that children from birth to 1, I think, can't use that Play-Doh because they can choke on it. And especially for that young age, 6 months, 1, everything goes into their mouth. So it is really important that it carries the safety mark, because there's some Play-Doh that when children eat them, it doesn't affect them. So that's why I said the safety is very important. So the safety, back to your question every day. So the safety shows that it's safe for children to use it. Okay, so as parents, always watch out for the safety mark. Like here in Ireland, it is called the CE mark. So it's a B1, letter C, letter E, and then they put mark. So it shows it's safer for children to use. Children can use it. So do not pick any resources that is not age and stage appropriate and does not carry the CE mark or the safety mark. So it depends on the country that you are. Here in Ireland, it is called CE mark. So I don't know what is called in Canada. I don't know what is called in the States, but always watch out for the safety mark. Or there should be something that says that it is safe for children to use this equipment. It is safe for children to use this toy. Okay, it is very important. Don't just go to the shop, you see a car. Oh, my child will love this car. And then you just pick it up. You didn't even check the age it states that can use the car. You didn't even check whether it's safer for children. Diana is saying, Wow, host had no idea. Thanks for this. I'm telling you, all these things I did not just learn it in a day. I'm a trained early years practitioner. So these are all what I went into training for. And I've been in early childhood since 2010. I've been studying in this area. So these are just a few tips that I'm learning as I go, and I'm teaching as well. So it is very important. I know most parents make that mistake. I've made that mistake in the past myself. I just go to the shop. I just pick a ball. Oh yes, it's okay. I'm not checking. I'm not checking whether it's safer. Especially those small ball. You just pick it. Oh, it's okay. You're not checking the age. Most of the resources, if you want to buy it, it states the age. It will tell you the age. Okay, this is for a child that is 2. This is for a child that is 3. And then it has to tell you that it is safe for children. There are some toys that you say children of so age can't use it. Especially, for example, small toys. There are some age that can use that small toys, because young children, they just put it into their mouth. Like if you have a small object, let's say, for example, the pen that I'm holding. If you give this to a child that is 6 months, the child is going straight into the child's mouth. The child will not know, oh, I can't put this pen in my mouth. The child. Or now, let's now look at this sharp one. You give this sharp one to a child, you just see the child will put it into their mouth. So it is really important. Okay? Just 1 second, guys. I think my kids need my attention. Yeah. So if you have any questions, just type, as I go. So it is really important. Take note of this. Check the age. Check that it's safe for children to use, okay? And another valid point that I have here is the resources that we want to provide for children, it has to support learning. It has to be something that will support them to learn. Don't provide any resources to a child that would not support the child to learn. Okay, I will cite as an example. You want a child to use a phone, okay? What is that child going to look in that phone? It's very important, okay? And in one of my videos, I talked about, screen time for young children. Mama Mary is saying, always look out for all this, because any mistakes can cause harm. I am telling you, it can cause harm, and it has actually happened. If you go on YouTube, you type accidents that happen at home. Accident that happens at home is simple thing like a child choking on objects. You have a baby in the house, you have a child that is crawling, they pick up small objects, goes into their mouth, and they choke. And a lot of children, they've lost their lives. Sometimes it could be simple thing as the blind, the blind on the window as well. When you have young children, there are some blinds that you can't use, because if they take it, they can, like all those, how will I even describe it? All those blind that the child can just, young child crawling, they can just wrap it around their neck, and we know what will happen. So it is really important. We need to take note of all these little things, like what Mama Mary is saying. Any mistake, it costs the harm, and there are some harms that you as the parent, God forbid, you will feel bad about it for the rest of your life. That it was because of negligence that this thing happened. I will cite an example. Here in Ireland, there was an accident that happened last year, I think. So a mother went to an hotel with a child. And then young children, a toddler. Diana, you might not, because you're based in Charlie, I'm in Limerick, so you might not know what I'm about to tell you. So this mother went to an hotel with the child, and it was a party. And young children, I think this child is around 2. And before you know it, the mother couldn't find the child. You know what happened? The child, I don't know how that child got to the top of the hotel. Here in this country that I am, the child got to the top of the hotel, and the child fell from the top down. Thank God that a doctor was on site. The doctor was able to, to perform CPR on the child and all that. The child is, it has caused this child a lot of damage. They call this child an hero child. They took the child to the hospital that I am. The child ended up in Dublin for many months. Now they're calling this child is a survivor. This child life is never the same. Things as damaged. So it is really important. And you can't blame the mother, because in that kind of situation, I don't know, toddler. For some of you that have toddler, like I don't have a toddler at home. The way and this is one thing I used to say to my student. I'm like, I always say to them that you need to have eyes at the back of your head. If you want to work with young children, you need to have eyes at the back of your head, because immediately you turn back like this. You might be with babies, you're with them. You just turn, maybe for example, you want to get water. You turn like this, the next minute, you don't know what can happen. So it is really important. Like I was saying earlier, what brought about this? I'm telling you, Sister Julie, it is too sad. And I know the mother will feel guilty for the rest of her life. And the way people will talk, it came out in the news, and people were casting blame on the mother. They were saying a lot of things. Oh, you left your child. You know people, and these are not our color though. These people that happen to the other people, I don't want to be mentioning names. They start to cast blame on her. What did you go and do? So you have a toddler child. You can't always put the child beside you. And some people will say, toddler. The next minute, you might be doing something. You turn around. Diana is saying that kind of thing can happen to anyone. I'm telling you. And that's why, especially with young children, we have to be watching them, constantly watching them. You have to constantly watch them. And this is one thing I say, you can't leave them. You can't say, like, for example, with babies, you're looking after babies, you're on your phone. You just want to and this is one thing I say to my student. You can't say, oh, you want to quickly check your text. You don't know where the child is gone the next minute. You don't know where the child is going the next minute. So it is really important. Let's take note of this. And what Biana said, it can happen to anyone. And what brought about this discussion is in relation to safety. When we're picking resources for young children, we have to be careful the types of resources that we're providing. Like if you have babies, you can't give them small objects to play with. It goes straight into their mouth. And that's why babies, if you want to give them something, it has to be something soft. Like teddies, it's going to go straight into their mouth. And it's also really important, the resources that you're providing for children, how often are you cleaning them? Health and safety is also important. Sister Julie is saying she will always feel bad and blame herself. You can't blame the woman, but people will always, I'm telling you, she will feel guilty for the rest of her life. This is something that she could. By the time she realized, I think it was a wedding, it was an event. She went to an event, maybe in a crowd. She's busy. Maybe she sees her friend. She's busy talking to them. Oh, lovely dress. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. Maybe she's busy talking to them. Oh, you look good. You look that. And before you know it, toddler now. Young children, especially maybe the age of 1 or anything. Maybe the child just sees something. The child was carried away. Because how come to the top of the hotel, very top of the hotel, and straight, it was the sound that people had. And thank God that a doctor was on site. And the doctor wasn't even in the hotel. She was just passing by. I don't know what she was doing around there. She was the one that was quickly able to perform, CPR, first aid on the child. Before the child was being transferred, the child spent like how many months in the hospital? They thought this child was not going to survive it. It was all over the news. The way for paper to carry in a news, it's really a serious news now. They thought this child was not going to survive it. They call him an hero. There was one time that we were doing something here. It was Christmas light. The tradition in my country that I am. Every year they always turn on the Christmas light. I think November. We don't know because of this pandemic now. We don't know, maybe they're going to turn on the Christmas light this year. So every year, come to November 20 something or first or second week of November, they always turn on the Christmas light here. And if some people, if they call you to come and turn that Christmas light on, it means you're a very notable person in this country. So it was this child that turned on the Christmas light last year, because they said, yes, he was really a survivor. Mama Mary is saying that happened to me but another way, but I'm thankful it ended in praise. I'm telling you, There are some things that, and this is one thing I used to say to my students, there are some accidents that you know you can't prevent, but there are some you can actually prevent. And I always say to them, especially when you're dealing with young children, you're dealing with babies, you're dealing with toddlers, you need to be extra careful. And one of the examples that I always say to them is, if you're in a room, if you're going out of the room, make sure you close the door properly. It's not that you're going to close. I'm going to use my door as an example now. It's not that maybe you're going to close the door now, open the door, and you're not closing the door properly, that the child's hand can go through that door. It has happened. I've seen this one happen as well. The child's hand being caught on the door. And some child, they've lost their hand. So it is really important, all these little things, it matters. In relation to picking resources, we have to make sure that it's resources that suit the need of the child, that will support the child's learning. If the resources is not going to support the child's learning, why are you providing it? We have to be mindful of the resources that we're providing for children, especially when we talk about skills development. It's not just for the purpose of, yes, I want to get my child a gift. Okay, I want to give my child these resources. It has to be something that learning is attached to it, that they'll be able to learn from. Lady Zion is saying it's really very important to have eyes and back of your house, she said, because it's not easy to do with toddler. I'm telling you, it is not. I've been there before, but now I've passed that stage. It's not. And this is one thing I always say to people. Early childhood is a very delicate job, because you're dealing with young children from birth to 6, from birth to 7, from birth to 8, the different country that you are. And those children, they want to explore. Mama Mary said, the truth of this is you will never forgive yourself no matter what. Diana, all my 2 daughters are burned accident. I'm telling you. And when you reflect back, Diana, it's not easy. Sometimes you might even feel guilty. You might like, maybe it's something that you could have avoided. Maybe it's just a matter of you just want to go and pick something, or maybe you're in the kitchen and you just went to pick something in the fridge. Before you know it, and maybe especially when you look at their hand, you see that mark, you feel guilty. You feel, especially if it's a mark that you will see for the rest of your life, you feel guilty. You say, oh no. Whenever you see this, you feel guilty. I should have, assuming I did this that way. She said, that's the story of my life. I'm telling you. And I'm not saying this, and I know how you're feeling. I'm sorry if what I'm talking about is upsetting in one way or the other, because there are some things that brings back memory. And maybe you're in the healing process, you just want to let go. So it is really important. There are some things that we are learning now, which can help us. At least if you have friends, if you have people that this could benefit from. So it is really important, like children, especially toddlers, we have to have our eyes at the back of our, we're watching them, we're closely observing them. Like I was saying, there's some accident that you've tried your best. It wasn't your fault. Okay, I will cite an example. Let's say, for example, you're feeding a child, okay, and you carry the child, and the child slip out of your hand. That's not your fault. It's not your fault. Mistakenly, you're carrying your child, you're spoon feeding or breastfeeding your child, and all of a sudden the child tripped or fell. It's not your fault. You're not going to feel guilty. But let's now say you put a child sitting down on the chair here where I'm sitting down, and you're not looking, a toddler, and the child was trying to come down, and the child banged their head on the table. You're going to feel bad. You say, oh, I should have put my child on the floor. Why did I put my child on the chair? So it is really important that the resources that we have to provide for children, it has to be something that will support their learning, something that they'll be able to learn from. It's of no good. Sometimes I see people, and I don't want to be talking too much, so that it won't be as if they will say, oh, it's because you don't have the money to buy it. Because there's some resources that you see that they're giving to young children. You'll be like, they don't need this. This is not what these children need at this age. the age they are now, they need something that will support them in terms of their physical, intellectual, language, emotional, social, the moral aspect of the child. It should be something that is going to instill skill in these children. But who am I to question whenever somebody by themselves say, it's because you don't have the money, that's why you're saying let them do whatever they like. So that's it. My own is just to suggest. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. And we should not forget, we're talking about young children. Let them enjoy their childhood. Let the children enjoy their childhood. Sister Julie saying, my little one has fallen from steps so many times. Thank to God, everything was fine. And that is it. Like young children as well. Sister Julie, I would advise you, I don't know if you have it, I used one for one of my child as well. I don't know if I'm calling it right. It's like a barricade, for the stairs. What's this thing called? Before the stairs that they can, it's like a door. It's like a door, you would just buy it. They sell it in the shop. It's like a door, a lock, so the child can't go downstairs. They can't. Like I remember I had to get it for one of my child. You know what? He likes to go downstairs and all that. So we had to get one for him. So upstairs is like a square, is like a barricade, a door. So you just fix it. It has the handle lock. So if you lock it, the child can't. There's no way the child can come downstairs. So Sister Julie, I will advise you, if you don't have that, Sister Julie, you can check it out in the store. Just check online. It should be there. So it's a gate. So just maybe you type gate for protecting children from going down the stairs. It will come up. So, and I will encourage us. So if you have young children, it could be something that you can decide to get as well. So if you're like, for example, if you have upstairs and downstairs, so if you want them to stay upstairs, you just put that, it's a door. Maybe you quickly want to get something downstairs, because young children, they immediately you will leave out, they will want to run after you, and then they will just trip over and all that. Thank you so much to all my amazing people that are still watching me. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, any contributions. I will take your questions and your contributions. And I really appreciate you all. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm just looking at something on my Instagram now. I didn't even know today is World Teachers Day. So today is World Teachers Day, and I have somebody just tagged me on Instagram. She said, you are such a great teacher. I've really learned so much from you. So somebody just tagged me on Instagram now. So, I didn't even know. Julie said he has outgrown that stage now. Safety gates, he do climb that when he was young. Okay, you were telling us when he was younger. So it is really important, like, safety of the children should come first. I'm just trying to reply this person. Any questions, any contributions? If there's anything that you want to ask me. Okay, so I'm going to end when it's an hour and a half. So I think I have like, let me see, 17 more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a day. Sometimes less is more. Sky Bigger say, I would like to become a baby again. Can it be? It is not possible. My kids will go overboard. I'm telling you. Sky Bigger, every one of us wish that we are a child. And this is what I still said this to my children last week or 2 weeks ago. I said to them, you better enjoy your childhood now. I said to them, enjoy your childhood, because by the time you grow up, you start to face the reality of life. You know that it's not easy. Too many things on this brain. I'm telling you, from one meeting to another, from all this, and then you have to keep up with everything. Viana is saying yes, less is always more. I'm telling you. Lady Zion is saying, greeting, beautiful Julie. So it is really, these are just the few tips that I have. I'll quickly go through it again. So observations in relation to planning activities for young children, you observe them. It will tell you about what they love to do. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mama. Oh, Miriam, no go. We turn up later for you now at 7:30. I saw your live, so we'll be there. Everyday Matter is saying, very well done, host. Thank you so much, my sister. She was the one. Are you not coming to, are you not doing your LS today? I said, I'm coming. I was just having something to eat. It's been so busy for me today. Thank you. She's always my motivator. We always motivate ourselves. Everyday matters. So, like I was saying, observe your children. You find out about their interest. If you find out that your children love something, encourage them. Okay, do not be discouraged by people as well. Like, for example, if you have a child that loves to engage in cooking, do not let people talk you down to say to you, why will a child wants to go into cookery? Why will a child wants to be a chef? Where is that child going to get a job from? You know, it is really important. We're talking about Happy Teacher's Day to you. May you always be a blessing. Oh, thank you so much, Sister Julie. Say, I really appreciate. Amen to your prayer. It's just the grace of God. This wisdom is from God. Everything that I'm teaching is God that has given. Okay? And there's always my Bible passage that I love. I'm not a preacher, everyone. Let me just dive in this one. There's always my Bible passage that I love, and it has really helped me every day. That the Bible passage that says, it is not of him that willeth, but of God that showeth mercy. So you might be willing that, yes, you want to become a teacher. You might be willing that, oh, you want to be monetized. You might be willing that you want to be made known. It is only God that can make it happen. Sky Figo is saying, more God wisdom upon you and our household in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Pastor Sky Figo. Thank you. Sister Julie is saying, bye, sister. I'm telling you, everything, this is one thing I used to say to people, everything is just by the grace of God. It is God that has given us that grace. Okay, I wanted to become a teacher. I want to do this, I want to be that. God has given me that grace. We see a lot of people, they are trying their possible best. They are trying every of their means. It doesn't work out. So everything that we're able to achieve today, all glory should be to God. This is really important. We have to reference God. We have to acknowledge God. It is only God that can make this happen. Okay? So the interest, like I was saying, the interest of your children is very important. Everything that your children love to do, that they find interesting, encourage them. Support them. I remember growing up, my father wanted me to be a doctor. He's always saying a doctor, but am I a doctor today? No. Is he not happy? He's happy. I followed my passion. That is it. You know, there are some parents that they will be fussy about it. You have to be a doctor. Some would even go to the extent of saying, if you're not a doctor, I'm going to disown you. And you've seen some children, they will say, yes, that's my passion. That's what I want to follow. It's all about my life. And let's not get this wrong. You can put a child through in the right way. Bye, Sky Figo. Bye, Sky Figo. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to finish myself. Sky Figo, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Every day, yes, you're a doctor in early childhood. I'm talking medical doctor. Every day, I have to stop pulling my legs. Oh, Lady Zion, you're still here with me. Oh, thank you so much. I still have 5 amazing people. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to, call it a day for today. Every Monday is always my LS, okay? 5 o'clock is always my LS. And feel free to check my membership button. I have the membership button. If it's something that interests you, you can join, okay? So like I was saying again, the age and stage and the resources overall, to wrap it up today, the resources that we want to provide for children, it has to support their learning. If it does not support their learning, somebody just give me a thumbs up. My thumbs up just went up. Is somebody coming in? I think it was 20 before it went to 21. So it is really important that the resources that we're providing for young children, it has to support their learning. Safety is important. Safety is of paramount importance in early childhood. And also, let's bear it in mind that children have their skills. We have to develop these skills. We have to encourage these children to be best Oh, every day matter. Thank you for the super chat, every day matter. My friend is just super chatting me left, front, and back. Oh, thank you so much, darling. Thank you. Thank you everyone for that super chat. You know when when you're not expecting things and it just thank you so much. Thank you. So you had your plan today, and you were telling me, are you not coming on? Are you not coming on today? Mama Eli, yes, but oh, thank you so much, my wonderful people. I really appreciate you. No, I didn't. Okay, so it was just today. Now that you decide, yes, okay, you're going to surprise me. I really appreciate your friendship. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much. Many years of friendship. Let's toast to our many years of friendship. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone that are here today. Everyday Matters, Lady Zion, Sweet Home, Sky Figo, Mama Mary. I was surprised Mama Mary came. Sister Julie, you've been a support system. And two new people that came today. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is good to always have support, at least, you know. Oh, I knew somebody was coming in. Thank you so much, Sir Henry. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for coming. I'm not going to blow the trumpet. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate you. Six amazing people. I've 8 more minutes. Thank you. I knew somebody was coming in because my thumbs up just went up. Thank you so much, sir. So, how are you doing? How's your day been? Thank you for your support. Every day, matter, I say, hello, Mr. Henry, welcome. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my amazing people. I have 5 people in the building. I have 8 more minutes. So, Sir Henry, before you came in, I was just talking about things to everyday matters. Where is my own? I'm telling you, she gave me a so everyday matters. Irene is saying, where is his own? So she's been super chatting me front and back. She's been an amazing friend. She was even the one that called me today. She knows I always come on board 5 o'clock. She didn't see me 5 past. Mama Ellie, yes, we are. I'm like, today has been so busy. Oh. I'm coming. My friend will not let me rest if I don't come. Until now, round it up, she super chatted me today. I wasn't expecting it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. So, sir, we were just talking about what to take into consideration when you want to plan activities for young children. So, we're talking about observations, to always observe them, to find out about their interest, which most people tend to ignore. When you observe children, it tells you about what they like to do, and you can be able to support them. I talked about their interest, what they don't like. And we also made a discussion about some parents sometimes they want to impose some profession on their children. Okay, I want you to be a doctor. I want you to be a nurse. I want you to be a lawyer. Is that what the child likes to do? It is really important that we let the children decide for themselves what they love to do. And we also talked about age and stage appropriate. Whatever resources that you want to provide for young children, it has to be age and stage appropriate. So, for example, you have a child that is 5. Is that child in the stage of the development that a child is 5? You have some children that have special needs. Even though they might be 5, they are still developing around the age of 4. So it's really important that we get resources that will support these children. And in terms of choosing resources, we talk about safety. Oh, you've been listening. Okay, so let me not go over. So you've been listening. You just did an appearance. I knew somebody was so I knew somebody was somewhere. My thumbs up went up. So I knew somebody was somewhere hiding away. Lady Zion, thank you so much, sis. Okay, see you next time. Let me attend to baby. Bye bye, everyone. Oh, you really enjoyed today. Thank you so much. This is for you, Lady Zion. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. I am so, so grateful. I do not take this for granted. Having people to always come to support me. Thank you. It goes a long way. You might have all decided to be somewhere else, but you came here to support me. It shows that you really care about what I'm doing. And this is what we're talking about. We should build that support that people will really be interested to support you in what you're doing. And I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I remember, I'll quickly share this. I remember when I first started, Everyday Matters will always say to me that to keep going, to keep up going. And there was sometimes that I had this perception that it would be only myself on my LS. And every day will be telling me it will be myself and, my other self. Everyday Matter. And sometimes I will just say, well, even though if nobody is there, I know sometimes I'll presume that I'll be the only one there. And there was one time she came and I told her, I said, I thought I was going to be the only one today. And she said to me, I should not think like that. I should be positive. That every day, whenever I come to my LS, I should be positive that people will come. And it was even towards the end of, I've already, my watch hour is nearly complete. And she motivated me. Even now that I'm even monetized, I don't even care now that maybe people will come or they don't come. I will just come and do my thing. I know that, yes, at least I know Everyday Matters will come. I know if nobody's coming, Everyday Matters will come. So at least if I can have Everyday Matters with me, I'll keep the chat going. The chat will keep flowing. And God has been faithful. People have been coming, Sister Julie, say, people have been, and she always said to me, positive mindset. That's why, like I always say to people, connect with the right people. She's been a word of encouragement. Sometimes when she's down, as I'm encouraging, don't give up. We'll definitely get there. Even at the time of being monetized on views, it will come, they will come, they will come. And that's the spirit. Thank you so much, friend. I really appreciate you. Everyday Matters. I'm saying a huge thank you to you in front of everyone. You've been a really, a support system. And that's what friend is all about, She's saying, So I have 3 more minutes and then, Sister Julie said I will come. So at least I know 2 people will come. And Sky people said he will come too. So who knows? Sir Henry might change his mind as well and be coming. So at least I have 4 people. At least that, like my pastor used to say, at least I know that I'm guaranteed 4 people every Monday that will come for me. No, three. Don't let me say Everyday Matters will come. Sister Julie will say, who knows? So Henry too might come. I'm sure that at least I will have people that will come every Monday. I'm telling you, it's been an amazing an hour and a half with you guys. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. Let's just keep up the good work. Let's keep working hard. It will surely pay, at the end of it all. There's light at the end of the tunnel and it will surely pay. Oh, great topic, host. Thank you so much, every day. Thank you for that super chat again. Super chat for an amazing topic. Very well done. Thank you. And you've already told me to go and make a video. Now you're challenging me. I thought this week I was going to relax, that I'm not doing any video again, that I'm taking a break. Even somebody was saying to me, are you going to make a video today? I said no. More people will come. You don't know. That is the system. I'm telling you, 3 people for the first time my LS today, Sir Henry, and 2 other people. I think 2 or 3 people. First time ever. I can do it next week. I'm telling you, I'm just going to this week. I that's the mindset. Who knows? I told you now. You know the way my video flows. Who knows? Tomorrow morning now, something like I might be sleeping. Something comes out, but I will make it as a plan, like you said. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to be saying bye bye now. Until I come your way next time, I still remain Elias Matters TV. So I is saying yes. Let's continue to keep aiming high, like the way Sister Julie used to sign out. So let me sign out similar to Sister Julie today. Let us keep aiming high. Let us keep working hard. We will surely get there. Everything is going to be a story one day that we're going to tell our story. That people would be interested to listen to our stories, okay? Thank you, everyone. Let's continue to stay safe, wash our hands, hand sanitizer, face mask, maintain social distancing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye, my people. Bye.